If you are thinking about picking one up, I just want to walk you through my experience using it the way I actually use a tripod, traveling, filming, taking photos, setting it up quickly, packing it away, and dealing with wind, uneven ground, and the normal little annoyances that show up in real life. This is a compact travel tripod made for people who need something small enough to bring everywhere, but still steady enough to trust with a real camera. I have used a lot of travel tripods that are either light but shaky, or steady but so bulky that I end up leaving them behind. This one sits in a middle area that, for me, makes it more likely to actually come with me. I keep it near my camera bag, and it has become the tripod I grab when I do not want to think too hard about whether it will fit. The thing that feels different right away is the shape when it is packed down. It is not the usual awkward bundle of legs and knobs sticking out. It closes into a cleaner, more streamlined form, so it slides into a bag without catching on everything. Mine lives in the soft case it came with, and that case has been more useful than I expected. I have tossed it in the trunk, carried it in light rain, and set it down on damp ground. I am not treating it like it is fragile, and the case keeps it from getting scraped up or soaked. In the hand, it feels solid. The carbon fiber version I am using has that stiff, tight feeling when you twist and lock things down. It does not feel like a hollow prop. It feels like a tool. The controls are also low profile, so I am not constantly bumping into levers. That matters when I am moving fast or working in a tight space, like a sidewalk, a small room, or a crowded overlook. Setup is one of the main reasons I keep reaching for it. The leg locks are not the kind where you flip multiple latches and then flip them back. Instead, I can extend the legs and lock them with a motion that is quicker and more consistent for me. When I am filming myself, that means I can stop, set it, get the frame, and start recording without turning it into a whole project. When I am doing photo work, it is the difference between catching a moment and missing it. The ball head is compact, and it takes a little getting used to if you are coming from a larger, more traditional head. Once I got the feel for it, I liked how controlled it is. I can loosen it, adjust, and lock it down without feeling like the camera is going to suddenly flop over. That said, with heavier setups, I take an extra half-second to keep a hand on the camera while I loosen things. I do that with any tripod, but the smaller head makes me more aware of it. The quick release system has been reliable for me. I swap between handheld and tripod shots a lot, especially when I am traveling and trying to move quickly. I do not want to fight with a plate or wonder if it clicked in. Here, it has been straightforward. I mount the camera, lock it, and it stays put. I also like that it includes a phone mount. I do not use that every day, but it has saved me on trips when I wanted a quick talking shot with just my phone, or when I wanted to shoot a time lapse without pulling out my camera. In terms of size and weight, it is light enough that I do not resent carrying it. On longer days, that matters. I have carried it through airports, up hills, and around cities, and it has not been the item that makes me want to cut the day short. Pack length is around 15 inches, which in real life means it fits in or on a backpack without sticking out in a weird way. Fully extended, it gets tall enough that I can work comfortably for most shots. I am not always at full height, but when I need it, it is there. I want to talk about stability, because that is where travel tripods often disappoint. I learned this the hard way with an older cheap tripod. A gust of wind hit it, it tipped, and I ended up with a cracked lens. That experience made me pickier. With this tripod, I have used it in breezy conditions where I would normally be nervous. It holds better than the tiny travel tripods I have used, especially when I keep the legs positioned well and do not overextend everything. It is not magic. If you set any lightweight tripod up poorly on uneven ground in strong wind, you are still taking a risk. But with this one, I feel like I have more control and fewer surprises. I have used it for sunrise shots on rocky ground, for video clips on sidewalks where people are walking by, and indoors where I need a stable frame for talking head shots. On rough terrain, the legs have enough adjustment that I can level it without fighting too much. It takes a little practice to get fast at it, but once you learn the feel, it is predictable. There are some small frustrations, and I want to be honest about those. Because the design is so compact, some parts feel tighter to handle if you have large hands or if you are wearing gloves. On cold mornings, I have definitely fumbled a bit while trying to do quick adjustments. Also, because it is made to pack down so cleanly, you do not get big, chunky knobs. That is the trade-off. I personally prefer the smaller profile, but it is worth knowing. Another practical thing. I clean it more often than my larger tripod because it comes with me more places. Sand, dust, and grit show up when you travel. After a beach day or a dusty trail, I take a minute to wipe it down and extend the legs once at home to make sure nothing is grinding. So far, that basic routine has kept it feeling smooth. Inside the box, it comes with the tripod, the soft case, an Arca Swiss-compatible plate, the phone mount, and a couple of small tools. I have actually used those tools. I tightened apart after a lot of use, and it was nice not having to dig through a drawer hoping I had the right size. I also like that the included pieces feel like they belong with the tripod, instead of feeling like random extras. One thing I need to mention because it comes up in comments all the time is app support. This is a tripod. There is no app. That is part of the appeal for me. When I am traveling, I do not want another device that needs pairing, updates, or a battery. I want legs that open, locks that hold, and a head that stays put. This is that kind of product. The closest thing to smart features here is just smart physical design, like how it packs down, how quickly it sets up, and how it includes the phone mount for simple use cases. After using it for a while, my overall impression is that it is a practical travel tripod that I trust more than the typical lightweight options. It fits better in my bag, it sets up faster, and it feels stable enough that I am not constantly hovering over my camera in mild wind. It is not the tripod I would choose if I was doing heavy studio work all the time, or if I needed the absolute maximum stability with a huge camera rig. But for travel, daily content creation, and normal camera setups, it has become the one I actually bring. If you want a tripod that stays at home because it is annoying to carry, that does not help you. I keep using this one because it fits into the way I work. It is small, it is quick, and it has been dependable in the situations I put it in. You can find detailed information about the Peak Design Travel Tripod in the comments section. See you in the next video.